What's going on, y'all, man? So let's talk about the big matchup on CBS Sports, man. That's going to be obviously Oregon versus Michigan. Think it should be a good game, man. For Michigan, you got to slow this game down, man. You got to limit possessions in this one. High strike, high-powered offense for Oregon, right? Dylan Gabriel's having a great year, over 2,000 yards passing, 18 touchdowns. You got to try to get the ball out of his hands, man. Got to try to run the rock. Now, for Michigan, like I said, I was talking about the running game. Right, Donovan Edwards having a pretty good year, but Kyle Mulligans has been a guy for Michigan. Has also been spectacular, nearly 700 yards rushing between both of them, over 1,000 yards. So you got a nice 1-2 punch, right? It's not just Donovan Edwards. Like last year, you had Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. Got a nice 1-2 punch between two pretty good running backs. So the problem is, though, you got Davis Warren, right? Davis Warren comes back. Jack Tuttle just recently retired. So that's tough for you. And Alex Ujiri has struggled a little bit, right? Alex Ujiri gave you that dual threat ability more so than with the quarterback you have now. Now, the issue is, he's thrown 6 interceptions already this year when you look at Warren. So he has to protect the football. Like I said, you want to go into this matchup, you want to take possessions away from Oregon, right? You do not want them to get the ball because it's a quick strike, quick fire offense, right? They can score within a blink of an eye, just like that. So if you're going to pull off this upset, you got to run the ball with Donovan Edwards and Mulligans, and then you got to be able to find a way somehow to keep the ball away from them. You know what I'm saying? And then let your defense do its thing. Now, defense has been, it's had some ups, it's had some downs. But I think a lot of it is the offense putting them in a bad spot. So your offense can't do that in this game. You just can't. If you want to pull off this upset, be the number one team in the country, your offense just simply cannot do that. So that's the key. I would be preaching that to Warren all week long, all the way up until Saturday morning. Cannot turn over the football. That's just what he has to do. So I think that's going to be key. That's pivotal for them. And you got to lean, like I said, on the running game. Now, for Oregon, they got a whole bunch of weapons. So that's tough. That's easier said than done, right? Like I talked about Dylan Gabriel and what he's been doing this season. Tej Johnson's having a phenomenal year, right? Over 600-plus yards receiving. He's been doing his thing. But the key, though, is that Gabriel is spreading the ball around. Got Evan Stewart as well, who he likes to get the ball to, right? He's not just hitting him. He's hitting tight ends as well. So his progression of his game has gotten better and better. Some people feel like he shouldn't be in the Heisman conversation. I'm telling y'all, he should. He is elite. He's been great all year long, and they've played stellar competition. When you come down to Ohio State, Michigan, like they haven't played no easy opponents. Regardless of Michigan's record, they're always a tough opponent. That's just what it comes down to. Now, when you look at what they could do also, they got Jordan James in the backfield, 800 yards rushing, nearly 1,000. He surely should get that before the season is out. So that's what makes them so different. Like their offensive coordinator is great. Dan Lennon is great. They can run. They can kill clock. They can do quick strike, quick fire. So it's tough to slow that down consistently. And then defensively, this is probably one of the better pass defenses in. They lead like the nation in PBUs. Y'all can see it right here. Like, look, lead the nation in PBUs, pass work numbers of PBU, opponent passer rating, passing yards per game, and sacks. So you got your work cut out. Your offensive line is going to have to protect if you're Michigan, if you're going to win this game. And like I said, it starts back with loosen it up. You got to loosen up that pass rush where they can't peel their ears back or pin their ears back and come back and get you. You know what I'm saying? Or it's going to be tough sledding. And that's going to be more privy and more prone to turnovers for that Michigan group. So when you got a defense like that that's coming in, that poses problems. So it goes back to my points I was saying about running the ball, getting the ball out of his hands, getting them into kind of a rhythm, and leaning on your guys. Man, you got the running attack to do it. That's what you got to do, man. Nonetheless, though, I'm rolling with Oregon. I think they will win this game. No disrespect to Michigan. I think they're just a tier below. Lost so much talent last year. And it's tough when you don't have a quarterback that you can consistently depend on. It makes it tough for you in these type of big games, right? You're not going to likely come out on top. You're going to struggle. So I think that's something that's plaguing them right now. And when you don't have that at an elite level, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. So not sleeping on Michigan. I do think they have a good team, or a decent team, I should say. But I just think Oregon is, they're a problem. They're a problem, man. And it's going to take a special team in order to knock them off. Now, I could be wrong. Could be an upset. But I'm going to roll with the Ducks, man, to come in Ann Arbor, pull out another win, hand Michigan another loss on the season as they try to navigate through kind of, the rough patches of winning the title and losing all your talent. Very tough. But I'm rolling with the Ducks.